Okay, in this video we're going to do practice 10A, which is reflected ceiling plans. So in task 1 we're going to create a ceiling with ceiling grids. So we're going to open the new file. We want to go to the ceiling plan first floor. So I'll scroll down my project browser here and I want to go to the ceiling plans first floor. And I might want to hide some of these grids and elevations and sections, so let's select some of them. Once I've selected them, instead of right clicking, I can just use the shortcut VH to hide those categories. Right, so in the ceiling plans, let's start with ceiling. So we go to the ceiling command and let's zoom in on here, and we want the automatic sketch, and let's pick those. Okay, so we go back through that again. We make a ceiling, automatic sketching. The little red box tells you what the extent of the ceiling is going to be. So we're just going to pick those, and then what we're going to do is we're going to hover over one of the ceiling lines and hit tab, and hit tab again and pick the ceiling. Hover over it, hit tab, using control, pick the ceiling. Takes us to the bathroom, so tab, 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 tab. Once we've got the ceiling selected, how about we change them to a to a square grid, not a rectangle grid? And when we've got them selected, we also want to change their height. So let's change them to 2750 height. So we change the height of the ceilings in the properties palette. We then want to add some lights to this place. So we then come to the component command. We then want to load some family items. Let's go to architecture, components, and we might be in the light fixtures, hopefully. Let's try electrical, luminaires and lamps. Downlight recessed can. Downlight recessed can. Tropholite parabolic. Tropholite parabolic. Square. Rectangle. Let's click open. I'm going to load another one which is called components. That will be under ventilation, air conditioning. Mechanical equipment, square return register. No, can't find that one. We'll just have to place the lights. Once we've loaded those in, we then want to say we want a component. From the component, let's first choose the Trophopax. So let's try a 600 by 600. And I'm going to put one there. And let's put another one down there. Okay, then we've done a 600 by 600. How about a 1200? We use spacebar to rotate them. Alright, we're going to place them first. Then we can then rotate them. And once we've got them placed, we can then copy them I'll point up like so. Now if we want to move the ceiling grid to suit, all we've got to do is select one of the hatch pattern lines and the ceiling grid moves. Okay, so I'll show you again. We select one of the grid pattern lines, the ceiling pattern itself moves. Now we're going to create, for task number 3, we're going to create ceilings and soffits. So again, we want to create a ceiling, but this time instead of the automatic ceiling, we want to sketch it. Okay, so we want to use pick walls, pick that wall there, pick that wall there, pick that wall there. How about we pick that wall there as well? And I want to trim those up. We want to click finish. And then I want to then change that to a compound ceiling plane. And then the height, I want it to be 30-50 above the first floor. Now we can then, just checking on the height of it, we can then open up the east-west section, and that is the ceiling that we've just made up. Now there's a little bit of a hole here that we've got to put a wall above. So we can put that on the ceiling plan. Oh, a little bit wrong here. How about I align the ceiling and the wall together? So the next thing we want to do is we want to make a wall. We want a basic wall, soffit 13mm. And we want it to be the finish face interior. The base offset 30-50. We want to go up to the second floor minus 300. And then using the line tool, we want to draw that wall going across the very face of it. Now we can't really see if it's done it right, so what we need to do is go back to one of our plan views, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a camera view from inside our building looking back, and then we can spot our ceiling and our soffit wall. And we're going to add a recessed light in there, so we go back to our ceiling plans, we add a component, and let's have a look at we've got our recessed light, downlight. So let's put some downlights in here. And go back to our 3D view to see what they look like. There they are there. That's task number 3. Now task number 4, we want to add a recessed ceiling. Okay, so we go back to our ceiling plan again, first floor. We want to click on our ceiling command. We want to click on our sketch ceiling. And then what we want to do is we want to come over to this area here, and then we want to then make a ceiling. Chop it out around the wall here, so we can use pick walls. Click on this, click on that, chops that little bit out there. And then we can click finish. Okay, we want to make that a plain ceiling, and then the height will be 3050. And then the same thing as we want to then make another soffit wall, and then finish face interior first floor, and first floor 3650. Okay, we can use the pick lines and we can zoom in and we can make sure it's offset to the outside of the line. And create like a little soffit. Now again, to make sure done it right, we go back to a plan view. We make a default. Sorry, we make a new camera view. Looking down at the building. Now it's only made half of it. So we'll go back to our ceiling plan and make the other side. Okay, we can go back to our 3D view number 2 to make sure. There it is. So we've got one side there, one side there. These are pretty cool ceiling made.